Do you remember Cyberpunk 2077? Because for a while there, everyone was talking about it. It was constant. There were videos after video after video made, articles being written all over the place. But now no one really talks about it. And I was reminded of something yesterday when I was going through a couple of articles that really made me sit back and think, wow, it's been that long since Cyberpunk 2077 had been pulled from the PlayStation Store. And you know what? It's still not back up, and I wanted to go over that here today. Guys, if you enjoy these videos, make sure that like button helps out a ton, and if you're new to the Small Life Plus channel, make sure you subscribe down below. So it's no secret that the video game world moves very quickly, like with all of the news, the previews, the coverage of different games when they release, reviews. It is a constant cycle of information hitting you through social media or different websites or forums. It's tough to keep up, and it can become kind of overwhelming, and things will stack on top of each other. A new game comes out and it's super hot and people are talking about that, or a new controversy. But for a while there, Cyberpunk 2077 was all over the place, and this article here reminded me that it really has been 3 months since it was pulled from the PlayStation Store, saying the title anticipated as one of the biggest releases of 2020 is now approaching 3 months absent from the PlayStation Store. Sony removed the role-playing game from its storefront on December 18th after it was forced to revise its refund policy due to the technical issues with the title. This from pushsquare.com. Now they go on a little further to mention that one of their reviewers for the game still can't actually complete it because one of the quest lines is bugged to where you cannot actually go through and finish it. So naturally 100%ing the game is out of the question, but just being able to beat the game is something you would not be able to do. And it's interesting that it's still not back up, because that means that Sony is looking at the game and they're not comfortable with selling it. And the big thing here was when it came out, there were a lot of issues, obviously. The PS4 and the Xbox One, the base systems, struggled badly to play it. Now, the PS4 Pro and the Xbox One X, I believe, did a bit better, but even they had a hard time. Essentially, you were going to be getting it on PC, PS5, or Xbox Series X, or nothing at all. Like, at least those ran it well enough, but they ran into their own bugs. And I had a few that were kind of funny that I recorded and I posted up on Twitter at the time. I didn't run into anything that just stopped me from beating the game, but I had talked to people who did run into those bugs. It was kind of all over the place. But once CD Projekt said, yes, you can start asking these different platform holders for refunds, Sony has a certain refund policy that they did not want to have exceptions for with Cyberpunk 2077, because that could open the door for other games going forward. So what's to stop some of these different publishers from pushing games out that are super hyped, but it might have some issues that could cause refunds to happen? It would actually work out for publishers to do that and then kind of fix it later. So Sony decided to say, no, we're not keeping this up. We're pulling this down for now, and we'll refund anyone who wants it done, but you cannot sell it on our store any longer. Now, CD Projekt has gone through a couple of issues since then, the biggest one being a cyber attack that seemed to have a lot of information be stolen from their servers, some of which was even around employee information. But that actually pushed back some of their deadlines, and their roadmap and updates have already been delayed because of that. So I'm looking at this right now, and I'm thinking that it could actually be, and this sounds crazy, but could be a year. Like, this game could have gone up for long enough for them to break records through sales and then be ripped down and not go back up until this alleged next-gen PS5 or Xbox Series version comes out like this holiday. It is weird to think that the game only works really well on the PS5 and the Series X, despite them not even releasing that version yet. They're playing it through backwards compatibility, and the systems that it's actually out for still has a very difficult time just playing it at all, which I think is how they're going to try to play this, because it does remind me a bit of what happened with No Man's Sky. That was this massive thing for a little while there, and then it kind of went away, and then it came back, and they had fixed a lot of the game and did almost like this big launch for it once again. And I think they might try to do that with Cyberpunk 2077 this holiday, launching it as like the next-gen game with a PS5 box art, and probably try to do something with the Xbox, although that technically shares like the same box art, I guess, but essentially re-release the game as a next-gen version that is at least fixed up within reason and then get it back on the PlayStation Store in time for probably more and more stock for the PS5 and the Xbox later on, say in November, December, and kind of do it all over again, just hopefully not how they did it in 2020. It was just weird because I just forgot about it. I was like, wow, 3 months since they pulled it down. Still not back up. Hasn't felt like that long, but yeah, December 18th. Let me know what you guys think about this one down below with Cyberpunk 2077. I'm mostly curious if you forgot about it as well, like I did, and if you think they can salvage this entire situation with some sort of next-gen re-release maybe on the PS5 this holiday. Thanks, guys, for watching, and I'll see you next time.